Sure, boys and girls, that's quite a story, isn't it? Well, do you know that this story is in the Bible for you and for me to read to show us that God is in control of everything that happens in this world. Job was a man who loved God, but did you notice that it didn't stop bad things happening to him? We saw that he lost animals, his children all died, and then he got very sick. But did you notice that Job never stopped trusting God? He never shook his fist at God. The bad things did not stop Job from trusting God. We need to remember that when bad things happen or when there is sadness in our world, God is still in charge. And boys and girls, this should really encourage us, because this means that the things that happen in our world and in our lives are not random. They are not by chance, and they are not uncontrolled. Sometimes the sadness and the pain in our lives is caused by other people. Sometimes it's a disease or an accident. But what we must remember is that God does not always stop these bad things from happening, but He does always use them to help us to trust Him more. You see, we can trust that God knows what He is doing, and that He will look after us, even when He allows sadness and pain in our lives. In the person of Job, boys and girls, we have such a great example of what it looks like to trust God when life is good, but also when life is bad. Bad things happen to everyone. Even people who love God have bad things happen to them. But what we see from this story in Job is that loving God won't stop bad things from happening to us, but rather that loving God will mean that we will ask God to help us trust Him while the bad things are happening. Boys and girls, will you be like Job? Actually, let me ask you this. Do you want to be like Job? Will you keep trusting that God is always right and that He never stops being good? Will you ask God to help you to keep on trusting Him even when bad things happen?